Well, here's an article in Newsweek today. This is the second day of negotiations for the new, stimulus package for the COVID, and it's Tuesday. And here, I want to share this with you because I try to follow it, but there's other news organizations that have a lot of more talent around. So there's some interesting things in this article that tells you a little bit more about what's going on. Okay, it says Republicans and Democrats are coming together this week to discuss the latest relief package. Expected significant portion of the $1 trillion price tag of the stimulus. Okay, the GOP proposal, as it stands in its tentative form, is expected to include 400 billion for a second round of impact payments to individuals. Okay, so it's expected to have 400 billion in there, just like the IRS. The $1,200. So there's a total of 400 billion. Now the senator, majority leader McConnell, said that he said this in July. The stimulus checks could make their way into the next package, which is this one, but they may be limited to those earning $40,000 a year or more. So he's saying there may be an income limit. The last one was like $80,000. Limiting the stimulus package to those most in need is the caveat the White House economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, he's another big shot making this happen, predicted would have to be in this package. Okay, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, Economic Security, that's the CARES Act, that unanimously passed Congress, allocated $1,200 payments. Remember that? When then comes up to 75. That's what it was. Now this one will probably be different. They want to cut down some money on this, I guess, with people who are hurting more. Okay, but they say that costs an estimated 290 billion. Well, they just said there's 400 billion. So that seems more, doesn't it? So it looks like they're going to give out more. So that's why it's hard to nail it down, but just some little indications under the HEROES Act. The HEROES Act is the one that it's already been agreed on by just the House of Representatives, the Democrats. Their base payments of income caps will remain the same. So in the HEROES Act, the one that the Democrats have from the House of Representatives, still give $1,200 tops, but they're going to have extra payments for other members of the family. So it could go up to $2,100. Okay. Now, if there is an arbitrary $1 trillion ceiling, this is what the Republicans are talking about over at the Senate. They say with that $1 trillion ceiling, there's still room for an additional round of stimulus check. So that's, to me, what it's all saying so far is that we're going to have another stimulus check. Both sides want it, so both sides want it. Now it's just a matter of how much and to whom. Berman noted that the impact of the spending gap on the stimulus check is dependent on what other measures are in the bill, including 400 billion in economic income payments. Economic impact payments that could indicate a compromise. So they have another $400 billion that is going to go to economic impact payments. Don't know what that means. Maybe that's the businesses or whatever. Okay. That compromise is likely to include a reduction in unemployment benefits. Okay, so that's this extra $600 a week. Okay, so in other words, what Republicans criticize that these payments are too much. So what they're saying, there's a lot of money to do something. The 400 billion, for the unemployment, but it's going to be less than the 600 a week. Maybe that's 400. I don't know. Maybe that's 200. Maybe it's based on your income or all that kind of stuff. So it sounds like, number one, there's going to be a stimulus package that looks pretty good. I mean, nothing's final till it's final. And number two, they're going to keep the extended unemployment, but at a lower rate. The compromise is likely to include a reduction in unemployment benefits. Republicans criticize that the benefits, yada, yada, yada. You know what that is. Okay. You can assume that it would be more than 100% of what a person was earning on their job. You can assume it would be no more than 100% of what the person earning on a job. That's what the Secretary of Treasury said, back in July. So what they're saying now that these unemployment checks with the extra $600 cannot give you more money than you were earning on the job. So I mean that's sort of like it sounds like a pretty reasonable compromise, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Boosting unemployment to help the Great Depression historic high numbers of people who are out of work cost an extra $260 billion, he told the Time magazine. Well, the White House and the Republican leaders are looking to balance helping those in need with limited spending, a goal that prompted the 1 trillion price tag, the Times reported. Republican officials privately acknowledged negotiations with the Democrats, whose bill cost 3 trillion, were likely to push the package up to 2 trillion. See, I mean, I guess we all knew that, right? One guy comes up, I want 3 trillion because he wants to give a lot away. Oh no, you can only have 1 trillion. Okay. Now they're probably going to end at 2 trillion, right? So, and see what they're also saying to me in here is that the stimulus check, so an extra check from the IRS you're going to get, that may be a little more, but maybe not to as much, not to people making $75,000 or something. So that may be. And the extended unemployment. So that extra $600 a month looks like that's pretty good. I mean, if both sides want it and they're getting pushed by the public, well, then, that looks pretty good. But it doesn't, it's not going to be the full $600. And it looks like it may be to a limit of what you were making on your job. Now, I don't know how they're going to tell that or all that all that hocus pocus in the details. That's why when this comes down and into your local state office, they won't know what the hell to do. That's why, man, you just go and apply and see what the hell happens, because they won't know. And then it's going to be merry-go-round again. Maybe a little better because they're at least staffed up a little bit more than they were in the beginning. So this may be a little smoother, and they have the system going sort of. So maybe a little different. But as soon as you change something like that, beware. And that's why for Let's Go Help now. Members of Let's Go Help, I'll show you where to keep track of this stuff or whatever you want to know more. And that's why you see on Let's Go Help, it's a closed Facebook group. And in the discussion, you just ask me any question you have about this stuff, any kind of stuff you're looking for money for. And I answer it personally. That's why it may take me 48 hours to get to you, but you'll get it, the first answer from me. And that's what I want to do, because that's where I learn. That's what teaches me when I hear people's problems. Okay, hey, maybe I got to package the information different. Now, if you're not a member, and even if you are, what you should do is remember to use your representative. Who's your representative? How do you find them? What is that? Well, that's no, you want to go to commoncause.com. You go to commoncause.com, okay, and you put in your address, your name and address here, and it'll pop up here's your 2 senators and your representative. They're the 3 people, because those 3 people are the ones who are writing the bill. The other people down here are your state people. So they're governor, and then state senator, state representative. Those people are when you go like for unemployment. So that's a state program. So that's federal money. They distribute it from the federal. They give it to the state. Now the state is giving it out. So if something's screwed up, that's probably the place you want to go, is your state elected officials, because they'll know the people in the state government who could fix that for you. See? So that's why you want to know that. And what's neat about this is all their home pages is there. And see, particularly when they, agree on a bill, every state, every senator, every representative is going to get information up on their website as quickly as possible. CNN will too, but this is coming from the horse's mouth. All those, people who have reporters and doing it, investigating and do this all the time, fine. The problem is some of us are using single people, to get this kind of stuff fast and right. By just some loudmouth like me. I don't have a staff of researchers doing this, anything. So to keep up on the daily or hourly events. And that's why I was telling you the other day how I found things like Forbes magazine does great into how to apply to this and step by step. So you use those reporters. And again, you need a backup or what to do. Let's go help. You can always ask me anything you want. I'll do the research and find it for you. Okay. So this is Marcia Blackman. I guess she's a senator in Tennessee, is it? Yeah. So she'll have same. See up here, Tennessee COVA Business Resource Guides. Okay, so that means if you're a business there, you want to know about government programs. See, uh, this is what you, okay, there's the PP application. It gives a lot of stuff, bridging the gap for small business, Main Street lending. That's another big, good program. That's all over the country. That's from the Fed. So they have all these programs here and also in Spanish. So that's it. I'll try to keep you up as soon as something falls into place and I have time and all the other stuff I do. I'm basically one man band. So be careful and catch me on Let's Go Help if you need something. And that's lesco.com if you want to find out about that. Thanks.